What's up, SNA fans? Sorry about that. It happened once again, but luckily I made a third clip. Hopefully this lasts a little bit more longer, which I believe it will, because we'll probably do like about 30 minutes on this video, on this clip, and then we're gonna call it a night. But as what I was saying before I got interrupted on this from the second clip, this is where we got Duke Hudson and sends Alexis King right to the upper left side, hit him with a stinging chop, which we probably seen Gunther, or which we could see Gunther could hear it like about thousands of miles away wherever he's located at, which I believe they're in Connecticut right now. So yeah, they're probably it's thousands of miles in states away, even though they're like in the East Coast, but still he's more in the northern part, while the NXT was in Florida, which that's down in the South, but he's still gonna add him in the envy list, like for probably in the number 15 spot, like in remembrance, even though he's not really angry like he is with the AEW guys, but I still put him on there anyways and make sure he reminds him as soon as he gets called up to the main roster. But anyway, this is where we got Duke Hudson and pulling onto Alexis King's leg. He tried to pick up Alexis King. This is where he gets booted right to the face. This is where Duke Hudson's like I'm a nose. Like he just I think he did exactly what Thea accidentally did to Thea. Like he did, what Dia accidentally did to JC a week ago, like with her accidentally hitting her with her back fist right onto JC's nose when she tried to kick out of one of JC's pinfall attempts. This is where, but this time he used his foot, not his fist. But anyways. But he hit his foot rather than his fist. Let me rephrase that. But this is where we got Alexis King kicks him right in the face afterwards and follows it up by picking him up. This is where he hits him with a big elbow strike right to the back of the leg of Duke Hudson. This is where he hits him with an elbow strike repeatedly right onto the head and onto the torso of Duke Hudson. This is where he started raking his face and his eye like with his foot. Like I was like, man, I thought I would never see in-ring grappler could rake their opponent's face, rake their opponent's eyes easily with their foot. Like I've seen it with their hands, but never their feet. But he did so right here. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but he only got barely a 1 even count because he only got raked in the eyes, not got hit with the recoordination, at least not yet. But this is where he started hitting chops and slaps, which I believe Gunther did not appreciate that. And on top of that, like he's a former AEW guy, so he's definitely gonna give him a rap, which he's gonna give him a number 12 spot, I guess, like a little bit lower than Duke Hudson. This is where then he put his foot right onto the neck of Duke Hudson. This is where he started squeezing it, and while hanging onto the bottom corner ropes, this is where referee's like, hey, like what? Like let go, like 1, 2. I'm giving you the count of 5, and this is where he let go at the count of 2. This is where then he went. This is where Duke Hudson went right to the upper left side. This is where he tried to hit him with an attack move like that he cannot think of hitting, like a running attack move, which that was a huge mistake from Alexis. This is where then he gets elbow strike right to the face of Duke Hudson. This is where he tried to charge right at Duke Hudson again with the same attempt, but this is where Duke Hudson moved out of the way smartly by the Chase U member. This is where he went right to the upper left side, but this is where then Alexis King finally made up his mind, but it seemed like he was triple cursed because he tried to spear him right to the midsection. But this is where we got Duke Hudson did a leap right over Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson did it onto Alexis King. My bad, you guys. But yeah, he put his legs wrapped around Alexis King's waist. This is where he hit the sunset flip power bomb right onto what's his name, Alexis King, showing that he's a Rhodes fan, like for doing that, like Cody Rhodes does that, like when he usually does the Chase U version of the bionic punches followed by the elbow, like if he was Dusty Rhodes. But anyway, this is where we got Duke Hudson then hits him right into the midsection. This is where he started hitting slugs, right, and he started going left, right, and then started beating the hell out of Alexis King. This is where Duke Hudson grabs onto Alexis King, throws him right to the right side. This is where he did a mistake and did the least most genius maneuver in all of professional wrestling. Put his head down before he was coming his way before. This is where he gets kicked right into the head by Alexis King. I was like, man, like what is up with these wrestlers doing that? Like yeah, even though they probably think they didn't did it too early, but they did so like. But once they Irish whipped their opponents, like when they're running right through the right corner side, like perhaps they should have waited until they're already on the right corner side and put their head down to go for what's that called? Go for a body drop. But this is where Alexis King kicked him right in the face. This is where he didn't attack. This is where he attacked Duke Hudson's left knee, like to give Duke the disadvantage by chop blocking him. He's like, my knee. And then this is where Alexis King's like, ha ha ha. And this is where. But this is where we got Alexis Kingdom arguing with Thea Hale. But Thea Hale's like, what you're doing here, like what you're doing is not fair. Like you need. And this is where Thea Hale even told him on one shout by saying, did the crotch chop and said SI, which I'm not sure if I should even say that. Like it's already bad enough I said it a couple of times on my last couple of videos when I see like a Montez Ford or Kevin Owens, do it. Like, but this is where we got him backing up. Like he was like, "Oh, I don't want any trouble with this." This is where Ridge Holland made sure he did not escape and try to get an easy loss. This is where Ridge Holland chased him back in the ring. This is where he nearly let this anger get the better of him, but it got the better of Duke Hudson because it distracted him. Where Duke Hudson nearly had him with a right knuckle sandwich that clearly nearly knocked him out. This is where he grabbed the chair and he tried to whack him like he did to the chairman. What's his name? Sean Spears. But this is where Andre Chase and Thea Hale try to calm him down and try to hold him back. Like, no, like don't do it right now. Like we're in the match. Like this is where like Ridge. Like now's not the time. This is where Duke Hudson. And try to give the chair to the referee. The referee's like, hey, don't use it. And this was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not going to use it. Like, I'll try to give it to you to make it fair. And then this is where he's like, and this is where he turns around. But yeah, he did it in an unaware way. Like if he just forgot that he was in a wrestling match, he gets hit with a super kick by what's his name? Alexis King. This is where he hits him with the Recornation. This is where he gets the 1, 2, 3. And the winner of this match, Alexis King. You already guessed it. But yeah, I want to give a big congratulations to him, even though like Duke Hudson knew we had him there, and it looked like he would have won, regardless. But Ridge Holland accidentally let his frustration get the better of Hudson at the wrong place at the wrong time. Even though he was a help for making sure he does not escape and try to get the easy loss, take the easy loss by a count out, which that's barely that barely makes you look like a loser. Like that actually makes you look like a guy that really didn't get defeated. Like as much as DQ losses are like, it's very similar to that. Just like it's like a title defense. Like you may have lost the match, but you're still the champion, unless there's a stipulation that if you lose, even if you do lose by a counter disqualification, you lose the championship. But other than that, it's kind of like that. But still, he didn't got none of that didn't happen to the former Brian Pillman Jr. or should I say the former Varsity Blonde member. Like, and this is where he hits him with the Recornation onto Duke Hudson to capture the win. But yeah. This is where then we got a backstage interview with Noam Dar and asking why did he attack Trick Williams after Trick Williams revealed the thing that him and Lash Legend have together. This is where then he responded. He's like, you're asking me what happened? Like, what happened is that I put Trick's lights out, like for trying to get in, trying to make the Metaphor family fall apart, like just by making Lash Legend the target. And then this is where Kelly Kincaid then asks, like, where's Lash Legend at? Like, there's all three of you except for her. This is where he's like, that's a good question. Like, I don't know. Like, and I'm about to say I don't care, and we're just gonna leave her behind. Like, maybe Trick will give her a ride back home. And this is where she was like, and she was like, what's wrong? This is where we got Gvon. What's his last name is? Like the 19-year-old kid that wrestled Ilya Dragunov in that championship contenders open challenge, like about a month ago. That's where he tells him like, yo, like y'all need to chill, including you, Noam. Like you need to be focusing on what you really should be. You should be focusing on what you should really be worrying about. And this is where we got Oro Mensa was like, oh, this little teenager's trying to tell us what we need to do, and this is where it's like you need to go flub off, and then this where Javon was like, yo, take a chill pill, tell you what, and this is where he tried to tell him, but in a confused way, like to the metaphor. He was like, all right, like we get all right, we get that, like just get to the point and tell him why you're here, why you're getting. And then this is where he was like, wait, like, why are you trying to interrupt me? Like, are you trying to get Wicked here, bro? And this is where Noam Dar's like, oh, you want to talk about Wicked? Like, I'll show you something Wicked. And then this is where Oro Mensa and Jakar Jackson had to hold him back from doing something that he might regret. This is where Noam Dar's like, okay, like I'm fine, like I just want to say, you're new around here, and you think you're making a big time name for yourself just because of your flying abilities. But that doesn't fly around here. And I'm gonna cut your wings, and then he's like, I'm gonna cut your wings, and I'm gonna show you what a true main event man is. And you need to look at me in my eyes while I'm speaking to you. And he was like, and if you don't believe me that I am a future NXT champion, why don't you ask Trick Willie? And he'll tell you what am I really capable of. And he was like, and thank you for your time, little boy. And if you excuse me, we're about to leave and go back home. This is where then Jakar Jackson start rubbing her lollipop right into Javon's face. He was like, ha ha ha, like you don't have one. And it's been announced later on after that he and Noam Dar will be fighting in a match next week, which I believe is going to be some kind of a warm up match for Noam Dar. Like literally, because this kid he may have had like 2 or 3 matches on NXT, but that doesn't mean he is not ready for a match anytime, any place. Even if you put a championship match and lit a fire underneath him, he's going to be ready. Whether if he wins or lose, it's not going to be an easy task of taking him down. And he's like a guy that could win the championship by tomorrow. Like if he's lucky enough to get the opportunity when it's his time to win, I should say. Let me rephrase that. And do you think he will indeed be winning championship gold in the foreseeable future in NXT? Let me know in the comments down below. But maybe give him about a year, and he'll probably will win when he's by the age of 20 years old, which I believe that's probably the youngest age that a male wrestler in NXT has won a championship in the developmental brand. Well, I'll say no, the second youngest in NXT, because Tyler Bate goes in first place because he was 19 when he won his first championship in WWE, which was the NXT UK Championship in the tournament. But anyways, this is where we got what's her name? Chelsea Green was getting ready for her match against Roxanne Perez. Let me tell you, that match was a total banger, and that's why it's getting the #1 spot on my wrestling list of the best matches of the night. But yeah, but before we get to that, this is where we got this is where we got Rich Hall trying to apologize to Duke Hudson for costing them the match against Alexis King, and the backstage is where he was like, I didn't mean that. I know I let my anger get the better of you, and it cost you a win. Even though you had him right where you won him, and I would say I say I'm really sorry about that. This is where Riley Osborne then said, Ridge, I know you apologize and everything, but A leopard's still a leopard. Or what he said? Or no, what he said? Yeah, he's. This where. Yeah, Duke Hudson. Before we get to that, this where Duke Hudson. It's all cool. It's cool. Like, don't sweat it. Like, give. It was just the freak accident, and and I'll get him next time. And then this where Rich Holland's like, if I had to do anything to earn you guys' trust again, I will do so. Like, I'm here for it. Like, and this where. And he's like, and I'll earn. Like, and and that's the. And this is where, yeah, this is where Robert Osborne's like I know you're apologizing,